Well, as I continue with the installation of these tiles in this project, I want to give you some suggestions. I appreciate all the comments and nice comments that you guys give me with the project. So in this case, I have the floor already tiled with mosaics. I put a huge piece of cardboard on the floor, but these tiles are sitting on top of the other ones. Obviously, the first section has to be nice and leveled. The cutouts over here, the bullnose on the edges. If you notice, it's a little bit out here because the level of the wall is a little bit different. Over there, it comes from 0 to like a quarter of an inch that continues. Anyway, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that in this particular case, you use a rapid set thin set on that side. Now, once you level the entire thing, the mosaics were cut in half of the sheet to do this, and 2 feet of height right after the seat, we put in this little decoration. Now, because you're doing that decoration, you want to make sure that you leave that decoration to dry for a while, otherwise it will collapse on you because of the weight of the tile that are going to be on top. Sometimes you can avoid that and go a little bit faster if you cut some strips of tile. You have to sacrifice tile, which is not that good. Some strips of tile, and you put it without cement, and immediately on top of that you put other tiles. Maybe you need to use some little spacers in between so you have a space to pull them out. But in this case, I'm gonna stop there, and then I will continue with the top ones. Now I have 5 faucets and 4 shelves or niches, and so it's gonna be a lot of working cuts. But these ones, if you notice, I put a little bit of mortar, and the reason is that I want them to have an inclination before I continue, so they can hold a little more of the weight of the tiles in the back. I find that when you try to level that up at the same time that you're building, they just kind of squeeze down, and it's a little more complicated, so you have to kind of slow your tiling process. I'm going to put mosaics inside there and a little strip of mosaic somewhere over here. Later on, we're going to have to stop over there and then continue. So let's continue. So it is important to make sure that you maintain the level of those walls and the lines straight. So you use 24-inch level, a 6-inch, 6 feet or 4 feet level. Make sure that that's the case. Now up there in that corner we have a huge how can I say turn inside. So there we are adding a lot of more cement than in this corner over here to make sure that everything is nice and straight. The lines are nice and straight as well. You want to make sure that you keep that. And if you notice, we put at this stage of the job, or this phase of the job, we put the bottom of the shelves with a little bit of inclination towards the front, obviously. The reason is that we want to let that dry so we can actually build around those things, the walls and all that. It's really important to make sure that that is made. You kind of let that set before. It gives you less trouble in the short future. So what other recommendation I can give you right now? Make sure that whenever you put in, especially the little mosaics, you don't have so much excess of cement in the middle. So you go ahead using a sponge and a knife, start cleaning the little gaps between the tiles, the little glass mosaic tiles. That's a really crucial thing. When those things are dry, it's really tedious and hard, and besides that, you tend to kind of scratch the tiles with a knife or whatever you're trying to use. So it's important now because we have like a whole bunch of faucets. I didn't install them. You want to make sure that you have the screws, the screw holes exposed all the time. We have those kind of round things here that they're around, but I find that there's just too much space and you don't need it because you don't have valves on each side of the shower body. Like in this case, it's only that little thing that you see there, the round thing, is pretty much it. So you want to make sure that you have the screws obviously nice, and we're giving a lot of space around it, but just don't go crazy and put so much space around. I think it's better that way. It will help to seal the stuff overall, and all the trim will go fine. So that's the part of this stage. Make sure that you always clean correct and level up your tiles. Sometimes you just find a little thing. But let's continue with the upper part and filling up the inside. Then probably the bottom part over here, the step as well. So once you have the tiles already finished and you clean everything out, I use a lot of like knives to skirt all the little excess of cement or mortar that was around there and all that. So it takes a little while to clean all that, but once you clean it, you use a vacuum the entire thing. I'm using a platinum finish color on the for the grout, and I'm gonna apply with this little applicator that you've seen in probably other videos. If not, just refer to the the full application of grout. That is really better than just in this case. But overall, you wanna have everything really clean, and you wanna work in a fairly fast way, so you don't have the trouble of that grout drying on you. So let's continue. Um, what you can see now is the final part of the grouting. Now I put some of the trim, but the customer needs to get some special features and little things for the faucet. But overall, the biggest inconvenience that I found in this type of design are the little mosaics. These mosaics, especially the little glass corrugated ones, accumulate a lot of grout. So you need to be creative and clean that really well. Use some pieces of wood chims to clean up that area, maybe like a plastic spatula. But I have other videos about grouting, and you can go through the grouting process. What else can I say? That aluminum that you see here is a 3/8 of an inch aluminum trim that I cut to fit the size. So really, we have an inclination towards the inside of the shower. The grout is still drying, so you see some areas that are like lighter. It's called a warmth grate, and it was sanded grout on the floor and unsanded on the walls. So with this, I hope you understand how you can do your own projects. It's one of more designs that you can find. Obviously, it's at your imagination. In this case, it happens to be this way. That pre-fabricated shower base is a really good thing to work with. It gives you a nice slope and everything in a bigger size. So symmetry is really important too. If you notice, we went to the symmetry in the cuts and all that just to make sure that everything looks fairly decent. So with that, I leave you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video will give you some more ideas of how to do your own projects. You're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you are, thank you as always. I hope to bring you more good content in the sure future. Okay. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.